2 or 3 weeks away. The companions, radiallahu anhum wa radu an, after Ramadan, they would ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 6 months to accept their previous Ramadan. And then for the next 5 months, say, oh Allah, ballighna Ramadan. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us reach Ramadan and to succeed in Ramadan. It is our month. It is a blessed month. It is a season which we all love experiencing. Fasting 16, 17, however many hours it is, it seems hard, but subhanAllah, we do enjoy it. We enjoy it, and it is a blessed month. Yes, the first day or two, it's quite difficult, because our bodies aren't used to it. Deal with the low sugar, right? We miss our coffee. That affects our body. But, subhanAllah, it is a blessed month and a beautiful month. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when talking about Ramadan, telling the believers, we have prescribed fasting upon you the way we prescribed it to the people before, right? To encourage us. You know the previous prophets? Adam alayhi salam, Nuh, Ibrahim, Musa, Isa, alayhim salatu wassalam. They used to fast in a different way, right? But we love them and you love them. They used to fast, so fast like the way they fasted. But your fast is unique in that you give up food and drink. Your essentials, your most beloved pleasures. That's what you give up for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the point is 2 things. The Quran, the verses say, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, so that you reach piety. So that you get piety in your heart. And لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ, and so that you are thankful. It develops gratitude in your heart. Because 2 things you need in order to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number 1, you need to be aware of Him, that is taqwa. And number 2, you need to be grateful. Without gratitude, you cannot worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's why Allah says, after listing a categories of forbidden food to eat, He says, إِن كُنْتُمْ إِيَّاهُ تَشْكُرُونَ إِن تَعْبُدُونَ فَاشْكُرُوا لِلَّهِ إِن كُنْتُمْ إِيَّاهُ تَعْبُدُونَ. Be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you truly worship Him. So 2 things you need to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala: the consciousness of Him and gratitude. And we find this in Ramadan. Today I want to focus a little bit about worship. It is a month of worship. It is a month where we fast out of worship. It is a month where we gather for Taraweeh out of worship. It is a month where we increase our charity and our generosity out of worship. It is a month where we gather our family to re-establish those bonds, to strengthen those relationships with our family, silat rahim. And that is an act of worship. We normally, when we fast, we find that our sins go down, our mistakes, our shortcomings go down out of worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we tend to attend the masjid more out of worship of Allah. It is a month of worship. It is a season which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made for us so that we increase our worship. But what is worship? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسِ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. The only reason He created jinn and humans is to worship Him. Wow, that sounds pretty boring. To be honest, I'll be quite frank, to the 21st century, the millennials, the younger generation, that is pretty boring. But it's boring if you don't understand the concept of worship. And in Islam, worship is unique. When you compare it to other religions, it's unique, it's beautiful. Because worship to us isn't simply Allahu Akbar, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, right? Astaghfirullah, Alhamdulillah, and that's it. Your body goes up and down and that's it. That's not worship to us. It's only part of worship. To us, and we know, going to work on time is an act of worship. Doing a good job at work is an act of worship. Smiling to another person is an act of worship. Going home to your family and being nice to your spouse is an act of worship. Making sure the needs of your child is there. You cater to them. They're healthy and they're good. You spend upon them is an act of worship. So our understanding of worship is beyond simple rituals. Rather, it is an everyday act. It is from sunrise to sunset. It is from the moment you wake up until you sleep. In fact, you can make your sleep an act of worship. By saying, oh Allah, you have entrusted me with this body. I need to take care of it. Therefore, when I sleep, I take care of my body, which you have entrusted me with. An act of worship. So everything in our life is an act of worship. But we want a deeper understanding than that. Because that doesn't really go beyond this life. How does that relate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The first command in the Quran, chronologically, the first command in the Quran is Ya ayyuhan nas, u'budu rabbakum. O mankind, talking to every single human being. From Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's time till the day of judgment. O mankind, worship Allah. And I used to have this understanding that, when someone would ask me, when I want guidance, how do I get guidance? Say, the first step is upon you. You got to take that first step. You know what? In my research, I've been finding that Allah is the one who took the first step. He is the one who initiated this relationship, the relationship of worship. Continue the verse, Ya ayyuhan nas, u'budu rabbakum, alladhi khalaqakum, walladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. Taqwa here again. الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم. Allah gives us a list of blessings. He created you and the people before you. A blessing. Why did He create you? For taqwa. For you to be conscious of Him. For you to establish this relationship that is based on worship. Allah created you to have a relationship with you. Not only that, He made this world to cater to your needs, to tell you, O human, O Muhammad, O Asma, O Reem, O so-and-so. This world, I designed it for you, so that you can have a relationship with me. Allah took the first step to let you know that He wants a relationship with you. So know that when you start going towards Allah, you are just continuing a path He made for you. He created this earth. He made it like a bed, firash, a bed. Easy for you to access. Easy for you to benefit, to cater to yourself. If it is warm outside, well, we can go up to higher elevations because it's cooler. If it's cold outside in the winter, you go down to the lower areas, the valleys. It's warmer. And the old times, they used to do this. In Jordan, there's a tribe. In summertime, they go to Tla al-Ali, a highly elevated area. During the winter, they go to Al-Ghor, next to the Dead Sea, which is low, to make sure that they are okay, back before electricity and air conditioning and all this stuff. You have these different fruits. Some grow in the summer, and you find that the summer fruits are they're filled with water, to make sure that we are replenishing our water during those hot times. And the winter fruits are full of vitamin C so that we don't get cold, or that the cold doesn't affect our body too much to the point where we get sick. He created this world, took this first step to tell you that He wants a relationship with you. One-on-one. That's it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took the first step. We need to recognize that. And part of that step is saying that He dedicated 1 month in this year where we fast. So He gives us bonus points. He gives us more reward. He dedicated this 1 month to let you know that there is this season where He wants you, He gives you more opportunity to reach Him. If we can please move up, brothers and sisters. Jazakumullah khair, please fill up any spots. So the first point you want to understand when it comes to worship is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's the one who initiated this. Number 2, worship is a relationship. It is a relationship between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one is in between. No one can come between you and Him. No one can harm your relationship with Allah. No one can hinder it or render it except yourself. That's it. Who can stop you from saying, "Oh Allah, bring me closer to you"? Who can stop you? No one. No matter how much force, how much pressure they put upon you, no matter how much they damage you, they can't stop your heart from saying, "Oh Allah, I need you." Who can do that? If you connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who can take Him from you? No one can. Who can even claim that I can take Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from you? And therefore, if your relationship, your connection, your life revolves around Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are free. Because no one can take that away from you. No one can make that diminish. It does not go away over time. Everything in this life goes away over time. That's a reality, even our own selves, our own bodies. But nothing can hinder your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to display how your relationship with Allah is, we go to Surah Al-Fatiha. The chapter we all read. The chapter we're going to read at least 12, 13 times in Taraweeh. What does it mean? We know the translation of it. But what is going on here? How does this display our relationship? Look at what the Prophet ﷺ tells us, Allah tells us in a Hadith Qudsi. He says, I have split, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has split prayer between him and his servant in two halves. So if the servant says, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, all praises are for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is it just that we say something goes up and we get no response? We get a response. And that response is, my servant has praised me. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the most benevolent, the most merciful. Allah responds to you. He says, my servant has praised me. Athna alay abdi. Maliki yawmiddin, the king of the day of judgment. Right? My servant has glorified me. There's a conversation going on here. Until you get to this middle verse. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. This verse is the thesis of the Quran. It summarizes the entire Quran. It summarizes your relationship with Allah. Iyaka na'bud. It is you alone we worship. So our relationship to Allah is one based on worship. That's how we connect to Him. And I previously explained what that means. It's beyond just rituals. It's every single action you do is a connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So our connection to Allah is through worship. But is it just that one-way street? No, there's another path coming down. وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. And it's you alone we seek help from. We worship Allah, He helps us. That's how it goes. إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. Allah responds. He says, this is between me and my servant. And for my servant is what he or she wants. So Allah got His part. We worshipped Him. We praised Him. We glorified Him. Now it's our turn. We get something in return. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Guide us to the straight path until the end of the chapter. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responds, and this is for my servant. This is for you. It is a relationship. That is what worship is. If it's just you thinking, I am worshiping Allah and that's it, that is half the story. You are getting something in return. And it's not a business relationship. It is a relationship that is beautiful. It is a relationship that's two ways. Because Allah says, when He created us, why He created us. وَلَوْ شَاءَ رَبُّكَ لَجَعَلَ النَّاسَ أُمَّةً وَاحِدَةً وَلَا يَزَالُونَ مُخْتَلِفِينَ إِلَّا مَنْ رَحِمَ رَبُّكَ وَلِذَلِكَ خَلَقَ. Except who Allah has mercy on. Right? To summarize. Except who Allah has mercy on, that's why He created you. To have mercy upon you. So worship is a relationship, and that relationship is a two-way street. That's the third point. It's two ways. And to display this, I draw our attention to Musa alayhi salam. Because the Quran profoundly describes, gives us a picture of this relationship in the story of Musa alayhi salam and the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam. But specifically, I refer to the beginning of Surah Taha. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes that first meeting He has with Musa alayhi salam, and it is beautiful, brothers and sisters. Go back to it. Read it and ponder, think about what's going on. Don't just read the Quran. Unfortunately, sometimes we do the khatm of the Quran, that's it. Ramadan is over. There's no need to come to Taraweeh anymore. There's no need to worship. We did the khatm. We're always worried about how much are we going to do, not the quality of what we're doing. Oh, how many times did you read the Quran? 3 times. Alhamdulillah. That's good. Do it more. Right? But don't let your focus be only on quantity. It is about quality. So look at the relationship between Musa and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'm not going to read verse by verse. I'm going to summarize it. Musa is returning to Egypt with his family. And they are lost in a desert and it is cold. And anyone who's been in the desert in the winter, it gets cold. And the wind blows and it is harsh. So he sees this light in the distance. He says, I'm going to go. Maybe there's some people there who could tell me where the road is. Or if there's no one there, I can at least get some heat. He goes there, and what does he find? It's not a normal fire. It is some light, some divine light. And he hears the voice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, "O Musa, take off your shoes. You are in a blessed area." Now what is Allah doing? He's setting a context for Musa alayhi salam. This is serious, Musa. Because when we want to be generous to someone, when we love someone, we want them to be close to us, what do? We invite them to our home. Say, "Come on in. Take your shoes off, please. Please sit down. Here, we have some tea for you." Your hospital towards them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling Musa, this is a blessed area, take off your shoes. We have a nice conversation that we're going to have. Right? So he says, "O Musa," and look at, compare how we interact with each other. He says, "O Musa, I am Allah." Let me introduce myself. My name is Allah. Right? And you know how when we introduce ourselves, my name is so-and-so, this is my business card, I work for this company, this is my job. Right? Please give me a call. When you do that, it's a sign that that person wants a relationship with you. So Allah's saying, as for me, let me introduce myself. I am Allah. There's nothing worthy of worship except me. So worship me. That's how you come close to me. Instead of a phone call, right? Here's my phone number. This is how you contact me. Allah is, worship me. That's how you contact me. This is how he's talking to Musa alayhi salam. Inna sa'ata atiyatun. There's a day of judgment where you will meet me more formally, more personally. Right? So work towards that. And there are also people who will try and take you away from me. Don't let them do that. I'm the best for you. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not dominate the conversation. It's only him talking to Musa, that's it. He changes the topic. He says, "Oh Musa, what's in your hand? Musa, you talk now. Let me know who you are. Tell me about yourself." He says, "Oh, this is my stick. I use it to herd, and I use it to hit some things maybe off the tree to get some fruit down. And I have some other uses for it." Right? Then Allah says, "Well, throw it, Musa. Look what's going to happen now." He throws it, and it becomes a snake. And Musa, what does he do? He runs out of fear. The stick became a huge snake. He ran out of fear. So Allah tells him, "Come back, Musa. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Come back. We'll make it back to what it was before. And I have something else for you. Put your hand in your pocket, inside your jacket. Take it out. It becomes this divine light, this interesting light. A light from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another miracle. This is another miracle for you, Musa. Well, we're going to send you to Fir'aun." And now that's pretty big. Right? Musa alayhi salam is a big, strong guy, but going to Fir'aun, that's a little bit too much. Right? I'm sending you to Fir'aun. Here are some spiritual things you can rely on. That is knowing who I am, calling out to me, dua. And here are some physical things you can rely on. That is these miracles that I have given you. Go to Fir'aun, and we are with you. We will be by your side. But Musa didn't say, "Okay, sam'an wa ta'a." Right? He didn't say, "Oh, I believe and okay, I'm going right away." He said, "Allah, I'm scared. I am scared. What you have given me, I need a little bit more. Give me Harun alayhi salam. Send me my brother. He's a little bit better when he talks. He's more eloquent in speech. Right? And give me another to make my heart, capable of dealing with this." And he makes a dua. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "That's for you, Musa." And why wouldn't I have your back, Musa? Remember when you were younger? He starts listening to stories when he was younger. The point is, it's a back and forth conversation. Allah speaks a little bit, then Musa speaks. Allah speaks, Musa speaks. Allah speaks, and Musa speaks. That's how it is. So this idea, we just worship Allah and there's this cop above us. Be careful, you make a mistake and you're getting the ticket. That's not how it is. Your relationship with Allah is immediate, it is direct, it is one-on-one, and it is a two-way street. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. أما بعد. Ramadan is coming, my dear brothers and sisters. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us and make it the best Ramadan that we have yet to have. And make it a Ramadan which will be filled with joy and with blessings. And one that will increase our iman and increase our gratitude. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us recognize our relationship with Him and the meaning of taqwa, the meaning of piety, the meaning of being conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Dear brothers and sisters, Ramadan, take advantage of it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it a season which more people come, that's fine. more people come to the masjid to get reward. It is a season which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses to cater to our needs, to let us know that there are bonus points, to encourage us, to refresh us, to increase our iman and strength, to regain bonds, to reestablish bonds that may have been broken or have forgotten about. Ramadan is coming. Make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it easy for us. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات يا رب العالمين. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive the sins of those who have passed away and those who are still alive. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to overlook our sins and overlook our shortcomings. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to alleviate the hardships of our brothers and sisters all across the world. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us Muslims here in America be a force of good, be a force of positive actions, a force of people who will benefit others. We have a few announcements. Make dua for Karen, who actually a pretty young individual who passed away. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive the sins of all believers everywhere and to grant all believers who have passed away a piece of paradise before they meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to overlook any shortcomings. We do have a few announcements. Just a reminder, do not park in the private parking lots around the masjid. The OCIF's bazaar is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Please come out and support the Muslim community. Please come and get gifts for Mother's Day, for Eid, for Ramadan from this bazaar. Please help encourage your brothers and sisters who are entrepreneurs, help their businesses flourish, inshallah. Pillars Academy is having a graduation gala on May 25th at 5 p.m. at Norman Murray Community Center. Comedian Omar Reagan will be joining them. Buy your tickets outside today and support Pillars Academy. Friday Quran class is tonight at 5 p.m. and my OC is at 7 p.m. inshallah. Access California Peace of Mind Seminar, a family wellness event, is on Sunday, April 29th. Sheikh Yasir Fazala will be speaking there. The advertisement or the flyer is outside. أقول قولي هذا وأقم الصلاة.